Coach, talk to us a little bit about what Vancouver brings to the match on Saturday night. They're a team that's in great form. They're undefeated on the road. They'll be missing Kubas as an important player for them. What's your overall thought about Vancouver?
You mentioned everything. So it's a tough opponent. It's a good quality in their roster. Most of the time they played the last games in a 3-4-3, and they have also a typical structure in the build-up position. So very good team, very strong team also, and so it's a good opportunity for us to show our quality against the top team.
Next, go to George.
Another game where we get down to the end and we could have came home with 3, we come home with 1. Is there any part of it that frustrates a little bit, or you're happy with the coming back with 1 against a team like LA?
No, we analyzed the whole game, so, and also we analyzed the last minutes of the game, that we lost these 2 points, and especially the situation, what we can improve in our defending, that we don't stay too deep in such moments, and especially as the second half in some moments, that we have the chance to score the second goal and maybe then the third goal. I think this is what we have to improve in our development, our way, how we want to play. And but on the other side, we are very satisfied which performance we can show in LAFC in our home games. That gives us confidence how we want to play, and it's also necessary then for next Saturday against Vancouver.
Thanks, go to Anthony.
Coach, so this season hasn't been the easiest start. Lots of away games, lots of teams that are looking to be higher up the table. You haven't had an easy run yet of it. What's your perception of how the team has adapted to you as a coach through these tough games, and also how they've adapted to the overall scenario?
Yeah, we were able in these games against very good teams, especially on the road. We were able to win the games, to get these important 3 points for us, and for me it's more important how we create these 3 points for us in the table, in the way how we play, in our behavior off the field. This is for me more important, and it was good, and now we have to continue this process, what I mentioned at the beginning also. This is now the next step for us in our next very difficult game against Vancouver, to reach our level, to raise our level then in the next line, and this is for us necessary on Saturday.
We'll go back to Mark.
Can you talk a little bit about the confidence of a player like Elias, who continues to be in good positions at the end of matches, but hasn't been able to put the ball in the net? How do you build a player up who's obviously perhaps feeling like he's letting the team down a bit?
Yeah, at first it's very good for him and for us that he's able to create these chances and these moments, and especially in the game, the last game in LAFC, this movement was very, very good. So was unlucky then with the crossbar, and he had this moment then 1 week before in the home game against Chicago. But the best way is to try every day, to try in the next situation, and he did it now in the whole trainings week, and this is what we expect of him, and to try to keep also his level in the next direction. And it's good to have him as an option, and he trained very well in this week, and and he showed this in the games as well.
Next we go to Joe Pantorno on Zoom.
Hey, Sandro, thanks for taking the time. How has Peter Stroud been doing? It's been a little over a week since his surgery.
Yeah, it's the same way like Serge and Gomar and Roll Mitch after their surgery. So it's in a good way, in a good direction, but it's a long-term injury.
How would you say he is mentally?
He's good. He had his birthday yesterday, so he's now 22 years old. It's a little bit too old for the Red Bull philosophy, I told him today. But he's mentally in a very good spot.
Next, we go to Gary Redmond on Zoom.
How you doing, Coach? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
While the team you're facing, of course, is undefeated on the road, meanwhile, your squad is unbeaten in 5 matches. So what have you discussed with the team to be able to keep that going now you're playing at home? And my follow-up question is Corey Burke. Is he going to be featured in any matches anytime soon? And how is his injury, if any, is progressing?
Yeah, his progressing is very well. He started on Tuesday with the team training, so he will be an option for us to sit on the bench, and this is what we have to check tomorrow to take the final decision. And yeah, to compare the road games and the home games, it's not a big issue for us, to be honest. So we prepare how we want to play. We analyze the opponent, and it's not a big issue for us. Now we play in our home stadium or in a away game. So it's better to have this feeling, to have these emotions with our supporter in our stadium, with all our staff, our employers. That's a good feeling for us. But what happened on the field, it's not a big issue for us.
Next, we go to Gustavo on Zoom.
Coach, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
You have a familiar face coming to the Red Bull Arena next Saturday, which is the striker Brian White, who used to play for the Red Bulls. In 7 games this season, he has 4 goals and 2 assists. How are you working to prepare your defense to face up against him?
It's the same way like when we play against Suarez. It's the same way when we play against the strikers of Columbus, Cucho. So it's not man marking, and in some spaces, especially in box defending, we have to be careful as a player with high quality. But we have to defend not only against him, against the whole Vancouver team. And what I said beginning of the press conference, is a very good team. It's a special structure in the build-up situation with 3 center backs. Then it's a little bit more diamond in the midfield center. Then they have high wing backs, 1 striker, and this is what we have to prepare in our defending behavior.
Next, we go to Voss on Zoom.
How's it going, Coach? Thank you for the time again. And I know a lot of talk has been on Brian White and Ryan Gold, but another player that has been seemingly scoring goals and assisting is their center back, Vasilinovic. Is there any plan in place to try to contain him during set pieces? Because Vanni Sartini's team has been coming off of a victory on the road as well, and are scoring goals off of those direct balls.
Yeah. Our coaching staff analyzed the set pieces in their defense behavior and also in their offense behavior, and they scored a lot of goals in set pieces. We analyzed this, and this is what we have to adapt in our behavior, what we have to do against this structure, and hopefully we will find a very good solution. And last week, especially in our offense, the coaching staff, our coaching staff made a great job, and we had also the situation with Vicky Carmona to score after set pieces, and we analyzed all these situations, and hopefully we can defend very well.
Next, we go to Christian Ortiz on Zoom.
Good afternoon, Coach. Thank you for your time. You mentioned Vicky Carmona. That's actually going to be related to that question. Do you believe Dennis Gengar's performance has earned him a starting role, or do you see him more active from the bench?
We will see. We will see tomorrow what happened in our training. Dennis Gengar, after his sub, he made good movements, good deep runs. Could be an important topic for us against Vancouver. But Vicky played also very well the games before with his left foot, and it's a little bit different type of player like Dennis Genga, and comes more between the lines, like in the half space in the red zone, to show his quality. And we will see tomorrow both players in a good spot, and we will see who will start then on Saturday.
We'll go to Mark.
I'm curious how you thought about your 6-hour trip to stay in the league. Obviously, a larger distance than anything that you've encountered previously outside of Europe in particular. What was that like for you personally and for the team as a whole?
Yeah, we traveled 2 days before. It was then on Thursday, and we had our training session on Friday on the academy trainings facility of LAFC, and it was a great training session in LAFC from the whole team. And yeah, it's tough. It's tough to have this flight, especially after the game for recovery time. And we came back in the morning, Sunday morning. So the whole Sunday is then, to be honest, it's over about for recovery or training session. It's a new experience, and the team made it very well. The circumstances, how they play in after this flight, after this travel, and for them, I think it's not a new experience. More for me, for the whole coaching stuff. And now we are happy that we have a short drive by bus from our hotel to our home stadium with our supporters.
Next, we'll go to Gianlupo on Zoom.
Thank you, Zach. Sandro, Vanny's a coach, and Vancouver's a team that uses zonal marking, and they're good at defending space, staying compact, defending as a group, being very positionally aware. So how do you get them out of that element? Do you try and maybe play a little more out wide and stretch them out, create space for yourself? And how do you take advantage of maybe the gaps and spaces that'll be open if you're able to successfully press them?
Yeah, very good tactical question. It's a challenge for us to find the advantage, to find the space where we can create 2 against 1, 3 against 2 situations in our build-up situations after winning ball, to find good spaces for our transitions. This is what I said. Is a very good opportunity against the top team in the Western Conference to show our quality and to find then our solution, especially with the ball. And we need the whole energy in our defense, in our pressing behavior. We have to be very compact in our lines with our back 4 behavior, with our both 6 positions. This is very important, and it's necessary that we defend very strong against Vancouver, especially in the center. They have a lot of players there, and very good players, technical 1 against 1 players, also with the ball. And yeah, we have to find good solutions with the ball, good space behavior, which we can create 1 against 1, 2 against 2 situations for us.
Everyone, we have time for one more question with Coach, if anybody has one. Good in room, good on Zoom. Coach, thank you for joining us. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.